I'm right here!
She wasn't protecting a paycheck anymore. She was protecting someone she loved.
She could barely stay on her feet, but she refused to let go. Move.
No.
She came looking for a job she never imagined. She would risk everything for the daughter of a mafia boss.
Rosa Delgado had spent the last 2 years surviving one bill at a time. Rent was overdue. Hospital bills kept growing. $42 was all she had left. Rosa, please, let today change something. Her mother no longer remembered every face, but Rosa never missed a visit. Rosa, I'll be back after the interview, Mama. I promise. She couldn't afford failure. This interview wasn't just another opportunity. It was survival. Neighbor. Good luck, Rosa. Rosa. Thank you. The farther the bus traveled, the more distant her own world became. Bus driver. North Lake Boulevard. Last stop. It looked less like a family home and more like a fortress built to keep the world outside. Rosa. 11 cameras. Who lives like this? Before she met the owner, she first had to convince the man trusted to protect him. Marco. Miss Rosa Delgado? Rosa. Yes. Marco.
Mr. Marchetti is expecting you. Every step reminded Rosa. She had entered a world she'd only ever seen in magazines. Rosa. Your home is beautiful. Marco. It's his home. This was the man the newspapers feared. The man rumors called dangerous. Yet standing before Rosa, he looked less like a monster and more like a man carrying the weight of an entire empire. Dante. Miss Delgado. Please. Have a seat. People feared Dante Marchetti. But fear wasn't the first thing Rosa noticed. Loneliness was. Dante, you're younger than I expected. I hear that a lot. Dante made his decision long before the interview ended. Because for the first time in months, his daughter had smiled. Dante, call her tomorrow. She's the one. Rosa's first morning began not with fear, but with observation. Before caring for Sofia, she wanted to understand the house the little girl called home. Housekeeper. Breakfast is served at 7 every morning. Rosa. I'll make sure Sofia is ready before then. Children rarely trust words. They trust kindness they can feel. Rosa. Good morning, dragon trainer. Sofia. You remembered. Rosa. I remember important people. Luxury could decorate a room, but only laughter could make it feel alive. Sofia. The dragon is coming. Rosa. Then we'd better protect the kingdom. Sofia. No, we protect it together. Perfection was never the lesson. Joy was. Sofia. They don't look like yours. Rosa. That's because they're your special recipe. Sofia, I think Papa should taste them. For over a year, this house had forgotten what happiness sounded like. Tonight, it remembered. Rosa, the dragon demanded extra cookies. Sofia, dragons don't eat cookies. Rosa, this dragon absolutely does. The most powerful man in the city found himself powerless against one little girl's laughter. Dante, whispering to himself, it's been so long. Some miracles happen quietly. One smile, one breakfast, one ordinary morning at a time.
Sofia! Papa! Rosa says dragons deserve pancakes too.
Dante. I think she's right. Without realizing it, the woman Dante had hired to care for his daughter was already becoming the heart of his home. Sleeping Sofia. Good night, Rosa. Sleep well, sweetheart. Dante quietly smiles before walking away toward his study.
That night, sleep refused to come. Not because of the mansion, but because worry had followed Rosa into the darkness. She thought she was alone. So did he. Dante. Couldn't sleep either. Rosa. I didn't know anyone else was awake. Sometimes, the hardest conversations begin with the simplest question. Dante. Something's bothering you. Rosa. My mother's sick. Dante. I'm sorry. She had carried the burden alone for so long. She had forgotten what it felt like to simply tell someone. Rosa. My mother has dementia. She barely remembers who I am anymore. Most of my salary goes to paying for her care. For 18 months, no one had heard Dante speak about the woman he lost. Tonight, he finally opened the door. Dante. My wife. She died 18 months ago. It wasn't an accident. She didn't try to fix him. She simply listened. Sometimes, that is the greatest kindness a wounded heart can receive. Dante. I've spent every day trying to protect Sofia from the truth. Rosa. You've been protecting yourself too. Dante quietly looks at her. Not every connection begins with love. Some begin with understanding. The midnight kitchen became their refuge. Night after night, two lonely souls slowly stopped carrying their burdens alone. Neither spoke of love, but both knew something had quietly begun.
3 months had passed. The mansion had become familiar. Until one ordinary afternoon changed everything.
Sofia, where do all your socks disappear to?
She wasn't looking for secrets, only a missing sock. Instead, she found something no one was supposed to see. What is this? 4 words. That was all it took to turn safety into fear. She should have walked away, pretended she never found it. But the message would not leave her mind. I shouldn't have seen this. Fear told her to stay silent. Conscience refused. If Dante doesn't know, Someone has to tell him. The man Rosa had come to know disappeared. The man the city feared returned. I found it in the laundry room. Who else has seen this? No one. There was no panic. Only orders. Only preparation. Only war. Marco, lock the house down. Now.
Listen to me carefully. From now on, only open the door for me or Marco. Rosa nods silently, fully aware that her life has just changed forever. By sunrise, the house no longer felt like a home. It looked like a fortress preparing for war. Rosa, there weren't this many guards yesterday. Faces Rosa had never seen began arriving. None of them smiled. Children notice fear long before adults explain it. Sofia, why does Papa look sad again? Like when Mama went to heaven. Rosa, everything's going to be all right. Sofia, who were those men? I don't know. It was Marco who finally told Rosa the truth. Marco, Dante's wife, she wasn't killed in an accident. She was murdered. The enemy had never been outside the gates. He had been inside all along. Marco, the betrayal came from someone Dante trusted. And now, they believe you may know too much. For the first time, she thought about leaving. Maybe it was the only way to stay alive. Rosa, I never signed up for this. Then, one small pair of arms changed everything. Sofia, please don't leave me. I don't want another mommy to go away. Fear told her to run. Love asked her to stay. And as the sun rose, Rosa finally made her choice. Rosa quietly told herself, I'm staying. The longest night always ends before sunrise. But some decisions change a life forever. Neither planned this conversation. Perhaps that was why it mattered. Dante, I had a feeling I'd find you here. Rosa, I couldn't sleep. Power had protected his empire, but it had failed the people he loved. Dante, you should hate me. I brought danger into your life. I never should have let this become your burden. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing love, even when fear remains. Rosa, I'm not leaving Sofia. She pauses. And if I'm honest, I'm not leaving you either. Some confessions take months to speak, and only seconds to change everything. Dante, I fell in love with you somewhere around the 3rd week. I kept telling myself it was gratitude. It wasn't. Love had arrived quietly, long before either of them found the courage to name it. Rosa, I know. I've known for a while. Children recognize happiness, even
even before adults admit it. Sofia whispered to herself. Mama, I think Papa smiled again. Peace never lasts forever. Sometimes disaster arrives without making a sound. Security guard into earpiece. Sir, we have a visitor at the front gate.
Danger rarely announces itself. Sometimes it arrives wearing a smile. Valentina. I need to speak with Dante. It's urgent. Marco. Wait here. I'll let him know. It wasn't what she said. It was where she was going that told Rosa something was terribly wrong. Rosa. Excuse me. The study is downstairs. Every instinct told Rosa the same thing. Don't let her reach that door. Rosa. Mrs. Moretti, you can't go in there. No weapons. No bodyguards. Just two women standing between innocence and evil. Valentina. Move. Rosa. No. Rosa wasn't trained to fight. She was simply determined not to fail Sofia. Rosa. Sofia, lock the door. Sofia from inside. Rosa. One blow was enough to bring her down.
But not enough to make her move. Valentina, you're finished. Rosa, through pain. Not while she's behind me. She wasn't protecting a job anymore. She was protecting her daughter. Sofia, crying behind the door. Rosa, please don't leave me. Rosa, I'm right here. The scream changed everything. And the most feared man in the city ran upstairs. Not as a mafia boss, but as a father. Dante. Sofia. Marco. Move! Move! When Dante reached the hallway, he didn't see a nanny. He saw the woman who had protected his daughter without hesitation. Dante. Rosa, look at me. I'm here. She didn't ask about herself. She asked only one question. Rosa. Sofia? Is she all right? Dante. She's safe. For Sofia, the danger was over because Rosa never moved. Sofia, I knew you'd stay. Rosa, I promised you. Within hours, the truth began revealing itself. Marco, it's over. The betrayal had never come from outside. It had been hiding within his own organization. Marco. Everything leads back to Salvatore. Time has a quiet way of healing what fear could not. Sofia. Sofia, I made another dragon. I think this one
is even better. For the first time, power would no longer come before family. Dante, things change today. My family comes first. The mansion hadn't changed. The people inside it had. And for the first time in a long while, it finally felt like home. Dante, looking at Rosa. You gave this house something I never could. Rosa, smiling. A family?
Sometimes the greatest comfort is simply knowing you are no longer alone. Sofia, I made this dragon, so Grandma has something pretty. Love doesn't end. It simply changes the way we carry someone forward. Life has a remarkable way of planting hope even in seasons of grief. Dante, I don't want you to face another tomorrow alone. This time, his heart spoke before his reputation ever could. Dante, stay with us. Not as Sofia's nanny, as my wife. The answer had been in her heart, long before the question. Rosa. Yes, I'll stay. 2 years passed. The fortress had finally become a home. Sofia. Come on, Diego. You can do it. The mansion that once felt like a fortress now echoed with laughter. Rosa had arrived searching for a job. She found a family. And sometimes, the bravest choice isn't walking away from danger. It's choosing every single day to stay where love has found you. Dante, welcome home. Rosa, I've been home for a long time.